If you're over the age 30, this video is for you. There are 4 common makeup mistakes that most people make, and it could be making you look older. Today, I'm gonna show you how to avoid those mistakes. Under eye concealer. Let's talk about that for a minute. A lot of times women think that if they go with a really bright shade, they'll look youthful and awake and all of that. But really what happens when you have a color that is too light, it accentuates fine lines and wrinkles. And not only that, because it's too light, sometimes it's just too heavy and it really looks fake, honestly. There's nothing natural about this situation that's happening right here. So let me show you a little bit of a more natural, subtle way where you can still look youthful and radiant and bright and awake, but not look really fake and accentuate the things we don't want to be accentuating. When it comes to under eye concealer, just take 1 or 2 shades lighter than your natural skin tone and a damp makeup sponge and just press or pounce into the skin. So then that way the product really is pressed into the skin and it almost becomes one. So then that way you're not accentuating fine lines and wrinkles, but you're still getting that brightening effect and it just looks really nice and smooth. Something that is very common as we age is we start to see hollowness in this area, in our tear trough areas, and it creates this shadow. I'm gonna share a secret with you that something that I do on myself, but I also did it for a woman who was on a TV show. I was the makeup artist for the show. She was in her 60s. My job as the artist was to make her look as beautiful and flawless as, you know, as she could be. And so I used these tips and tricks on the show, and the producers actually were like, what did you do? This is magic. So this is our little secret. I'm gonna share this with you and I really think you'll like it. So you'll wanna take, if you have these things happening here, you'll wanna take a concealer that is like about 2 to 3 shades lighter than your natural skin tone. And you'll wanna take a very small synthetic bristled brush, okay? Take your concealer and I want you to trace where you see that shadow. You're just gonna use the tiniest amount of product ever. Like it's gonna be a very, very small amount of product, okay? And then from there, put the product in the tear duct, like so, and then let it sit for a minute. You can do your lips, you can do your blush, you can do your eyebrows. Just let that product sit there for a minute or so. Do, 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 do. Okay, once the makeup has cooked on your face, what you'll do is take your finger. Now the heat from your finger is what's really gonna do the magic with this. And then I just want you to lightly tap until you start seeing the blending happen. And right before your eyes, that hollowness just goes away. Isn't that so neat? So this is the mistake. You can kind of see, and this is nice and smooth. This is the correction, okay? Now, I also want to say that if you love this look, if this gives you life, do it. You're looking in the mirror and you're like, damn, I look good. Then keep doing it. I've worked with thousands of women and this is extremely common. And so when they come to me, they're like, how can I make my makeup better? Or what the heck am I doing wrong because I look old? This is kind of where I come in and just say, hey, try this instead. And that's when their mind is blown. So I'm not here to tell you that this is wrong. If this makes you feel like you are too hot to try, then do it. But if you feel like you need a little zhuzh, you feel like you are looking a little old, try this. Makeup mistake number 2 that I see quite a bit is all about contour. So something that I see women do is they put their contour in the hollow of their cheek, like they make the fish face. Let me blend that out a little bit. They contour and then they call it a day. There's your contour, okay? And then I'll see them put their blush on as well. Gotta put some blush on. And then they don't know why they feel like they look a little fake and older. Okay, let me show you a different way. Okay, so instead of making that fish face, I want you to start at the top of your ear and find your cheekbone. Not the hollow of your cheek, but your cheekbone, okay? And so you're going to apply from the top of your ear, you're gonna feel that bone, and you're gonna stop right in line with your iris. So you're not gonna go any further than right here. So we're just gonna go like this, and you're gonna do it on your cheekbone, okay? And then blend. And then add a little blush. Gotta have blush. Sorry, I'm shaking my camera. I want to show you the difference between this side and this side. Here we go. So this is the side that is a little bit more harsh. And this is the side that is a little bit softer. So this is a common mistake that I see happen quite a bit. Now, when you are a little bit younger, or even the trends back in 2017, contouring was all about structure and like just a lot of harshness. Whereas in 2020, and as we age, it's not about that anymore. This is no longer in. It's more so about lifting the face, adding fullness into the face, and adding dimension, meaning you're not looking one shade anymore with like a brownish gray stripe. Like that's too harsh as we enter our 30s and older. You want to add structure and you want to lift the face. By applying it on the cheekbone and in just a short section, that's really going to give a lift and structure back into your face, dimension back into your face, rather than, because we do lose that fullness as we get older anyway. And this is just gonna accentuate that. Plus it's just really harsh. I hope you see the difference and I hope you like it. Another common makeup mistake that we see quite a bit is powder. Using either too much powder or just the wrong formula in general. It can really make your makeup look cakey and heavy, and it'll really accentuate fine lines and texture, and it'll just make you look older in general. Just coming in a little close so you can really see the accentuation of texture and fine lines and wrinkles. It's really not doing anything for me. It doesn't look bad from far away, but I'll show you what I like to do. Instead, I like to take a translucent powder, something that has a very light formula that will mattify the skin without giving it a powdered look. And I also like to press it into the skin. Now, this is something that's made by Mascara Beauty. I will link it in the description box below. But what I like to do is just press it in with this brush. This is what it looks like right here. And I just continue pressing. So I'm not swiping and I'm only using a small amount. And I'll get up close and personal with this one too. So you can see that my skin is still matte on this side, but it doesn't have that really cakey, powdery look. Like it's just very matte, not like super shiny or anything like that, but it still has a skin-like finish and it's not cakey or heavy. And the fourth common makeup mistake that I see a lot, and this is with people of all ages, is they allow their eyeshadow to go down below their lash line. So a lot of times women will follow the crease and then they'll just let that shadow fall all the way down. And whenever there's shadow, now I used a really dark color so you can really see how this picks up, you know, on camera or whatever, but this is with any shade. I see this happen all the time. They're doing this windshield wiper motion in the crease, which is exactly what you want to do, but they allow the pigment to fall down in this area. And what happens is when you have the shadow that is right down in this section, all that's going to do is drag your eye down. As we get older, we don't want our eyes drugged down. We want them lifted up, right? So I'm going to show you how to fix this mistake. So when you're doing your eye makeup, I always, and if you followed me on social media or you followed me on YouTube for a really, really long time, you know that I always say, do your eyes first and then do your foundation. If you can't do that, I totally get it. It took me a long time to get used to too. But this is what you're gonna do. So you're gonna do your eyes like you typically would. Do your windshield wiper motion like you normally would. Okay, no big deal, da, da, da. I'll do a little bit darker so you can really see it on camera. Going back and forth, letting that product really fall down. Tracing under the eye. Now, here's what you can do. You can either take a makeup wipe and clean it up, then do your foundation. Or if you already did your foundation, then do your concealer, take your concealer and swipe up. Make everything go up. Just clean up your mess, pretty much. And you want it to go from the outer edge of your eye up towards your temple. Okay, outer edge of your eye towards your temple. Make sure that it's nice and blended. You don't want brown streaks or black streaks or purple streaks, whatever color you have right there. But do you see the difference? Of course, okay, my piece of paper. But do you see the difference? So here is the mistake and here is the solution. Do you see how it lifts everything up? I did the exact same technique on both eyes, but just by cleaning it up and making everything nice and lifted, it's really going to make me look less tired, less drugged down, and a little bit more youthful. Okay, so those were the 4 common mistakes. I hope you learned a little something today. If you have any questions, always feel free to reach out. I'm here to help. I'm here to walk you through and make you feel more confident on how to apply your makeup. So let me know if you have any questions, and I will see you next week. Bye.